Germany was in a terrible state after World War I. The war had left the country in ruins, with cities and towns devastated by years of conflict. The infrastructure was shattered, and the population was struggling to cope with the immense loss and destruction. The war had devastated its economy. Factories that once thrived were now empty shells, and the industrial heart of the nation was barely beating. The workforce was depleted, and those who returned from the front lines found it difficult to find employment. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, blamed Germany for the war. This treaty was not just a document, it was a symbol of Germany's defeat and humiliation. The terms were harsh and unforgiving, designed to ensure that Germany would never again rise to power. It forced Germany to pay huge sums of money to the victors. This crippled Germany's economy. The reparations were astronomical, and the payments drained the nation's resources, leaving little for rebuilding and recovery. It also lost valuable territory and resources. Regions rich in minerals and industrial capacity were taken away, further weakening the nation's ability to recover and rebuild. The loss of industrial areas like the Saarland further weakened Germany's ability to recover. These areas had been the backbone of German industry, and their loss was a severe blow to the nation's economic stability. The war and its aftermath left Germany deeply in debt. The government struggled to manage the financial crisis, and the burden of debt weighed heavily on the nation's shoulders. The government printed more money to pay its bills. This led to hyperinflation. The value of the currency plummeted and the cost of living soared, making everyday life a struggle for ordinary Germans. The value of the German mark plummeted. Savings were wiped out and people found their money was worth less and less each day. People needed wheelbarrows full of money to buy basic goods. The hyperinflation crisis reached absurd levels, with prices doubling and tripling in a matter of days. The economy spun out of control. Markets were chaotic, and the social fabric of the nation was under immense strain. The German people faced an uncertain future, with many wondering if their country would ever recover from such a profound crisis. Hyperinflation was a disaster for Germany. It wiped out the savings of the middle class. People lost their life savings overnight. The value of their money disappeared. Businesses struggled to operate. The prices of goods changed daily, sometimes hourly. Bartering became common as people lost faith in the currency. The social and political consequences of hyperinflation were severe. People were angry and frustrated. They blamed the government for their misfortune. This made extremist movements more appealing. Political instability grew. The very fabric of German society was under threat. In 1923, Gustav Stresemann became Germany's chancellor. He was a skilled politician. He took steps to stabilize the economy. He introduced a new currency, the Rentenmark. It was backed by gold and land. This helped to curb inflation and restore confidence in the German economy. Stresemann also negotiated with the Allies to reduce the war reparations payments. He understood that Germany needed some breathing room to rebuild its economy. His efforts brought a degree of stability to the struggling nation. In 1924, the Dawes Plan was introduced. This plan helped Germany manage its war debt. It restructured the reparation payments. It provided loans to help kickstart the German economy. The United States played a key role in this plan. The Dawes Plan was a turning point for Germany. It brought much-needed foreign investment. It stabilized the currency. It paved the way for economic growth. It was a period of relative stability and progress. Section 5. The Golden Twenties, a time of growth and uncertainty. The late 1920s were a time of economic growth for Germany. This period is often called the Golden Twenties. The country experienced an industrial boom. New industries emerged and unemployment fell. However, this prosperity was built on shaky foundations. Much of it relied on foreign loans. Despite the economic growth, many Germans remained poor. The gap between the rich and the poor widened. Farmers, in particular, struggled. There was a growing sense that the good times might not last. Section 6. The Great Depression, from Prosperity to Despair. The Great Depression began in 1929. It had a devastating impact on Germany. The country's economy was heavily reliant on American loans. When those loans dried up, the German economy collapsed. Businesses failed, unemployment soared. Millions of Germans were thrown into poverty. The Great Depression had a profound political impact on Germany. People lost faith in democracy. They turned to extremist movements like the Nazis, who promised radical solutions. This paved the way for Hitler's rise to power in 1933. Section 7. The Nazi Era, a False Dawn of Recovery. Hitler came to power promising to restore Germany's economic fortunes. He captivated the masses with his vision of a revitalized nation, free from the shackles of the Treaty of Versailles and the economic depression that had gripped the country. He launched a massive program of public works, including the construction of the Autobahn, which not only modernized Germany's infrastructure, but also provided thousands of jobs to the unemployed. He rebuilt the German military, creating jobs in the process. Factories buzzed with activity as they produced weapons and military equipment, further reducing unemployment. He implemented policies that aimed to achieve self-sufficiency, encouraging agricultural production and industrial output to reduce reliance on foreign imports. These actions initially reduced unemployment and stimulated the economy. The streets of German towns bustled with activity, and the sense of despair that had once pervaded the nation began to lift. However, Hitler's economic policies were unsustainable. The apparent prosperity was built on a fragile foundation. They were geared towards war preparation, with a significant portion of the economy dedicated to rearmament and military expansion. This came at the expense of individual liberties and long-term economic stability. The regime's focus on militarization overshadowed the needs of the civilian economy. The Nazi government exercised tight control over the economy, dictating production and distribution to serve its goals. It suppressed trade unions and eliminated competition, ensuring that dissenting voices were silenced and that the workforce remained compliant. The temporary economic gains came at a high cost. The illusion of recovery masked the underlying issues, and the true price of these policies would become evident in the years to come. Section 8. The devastation of World War II. Germany in ruins again. World War II shattered Germany. The country was bombed relentlessly. Cities lay in ruins. Millions were dead. The economy was in shambles. Germany was occupied by the victorious Allied powers. The future looked bleak. The once mighty industrial heartland of Germany was in ruins. Infrastructure was destroyed. The transportation system was crippled. The country faced a monumental task of rebuilding. Section 9. The Marshall Plan and the birth of the economic miracle. After World War II, the United States launched the Marshall Plan, officially known as the European Recovery Program. This was a massive aid program designed to help rebuild war-torn Europe, which had been devastated by years of conflict. West Germany in particular benefited immensely from this plan, receiving substantial financial assistance. The Marshall Plan provided billions of dollars in aid, which was crucial for the recovery of the European economy. This money was used to rebuild infrastructure, restart industries and get people back to work, laying the foundation for future prosperity. Under the leadership of Chancellor Konrad Adenauer and his economics minister Ludwig Erhard, West Germany embraced a social market economy. This economic model combined free market principles with social welfare programs, ensuring both economic efficiency and social equity. It proved to be a winning formula, as businesses flourished and the standard of living improved significantly. The German economy experienced an unprecedented period of growth known as the economic miracle, or Wirtschaftswunder in German. This era saw rapid industrial growth, technological advancements, and a significant rise in the quality of life for many Germans. West Germany's economic success also had a ripple effect, boosting trade and economic relations with other countries. The Marshall Plan not only helped to rebuild Europe, but also fostered a spirit of cooperation and unity among the European nations. This laid the groundwork for future European integration, eventually leading to the formation of the European Union. Today, Germany stands as a testament to the success of the Marshall Plan and the enduring impact of the economic miracle. Section 10. From Ruins to Riches, Lessons from Germany's Recovery. Germany's economic journey in the 20th century was a turbulent one. It went from ruin to riches and back again. The country's experience highlights the importance of sound economic policies, strong leadership, and international cooperation. The Marshall Plan played a crucial role in Germany's post-war recovery. Germany's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It shows that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, recovery and prosperity are possible. It offers valuable lessons for other nations striving to overcome economic adversity.